Keep it down. Damn.
Good job. You guys are doing amazing. Okay, that's pretty good. Yep. Put it in the bowl. All right, who's going next? You next? Okay. Get your firm grip on there because when I plug it in, it's going to go, okay? And we're just going to keep spinning the bowl. Spinning.
That was satisfying.
Awesome job. How you guys doing over there?
Pretty good.
Okay, looks like you could beat some more. I can tell from what's on your beaters.
Can I beat him too?
No, you can't beat them.
No!
Which one?
What? Right, since you said that, he's gonna beat you.
I said which one. I mean, if the kids is the
There we go. Alright. Awesome job. Okay, scrape your bowl again. That's it.
Oh yeah, there's like a lot of the metal inside.
So do you see all the little mini lumps in there? So the thing with cheesecake, you will get some tiny micro lumps. Those are okay. But if you see big chunks in your batter, then you just keep beating it out because you want to get it as smooth and as creamy as possible.
You turn over the basket.
I learned this from chef's once.
Looking for what?
I learned this from chef's once.
Yes.
Pushing it
Okay,
down.
so now
Clean
what
it.
you can also do is, you see the longer side of the spatula? You can just do like this and spin your bowl around. And that's going to get it.
A lot of it.
Yes. So you
And
give it a try.
how about you rotate while I put it down?
Okay.
Let's move it up.
Let me scrape this up real quick. Oh yeah, scrape the side.
It's looking good.
So put this on there. And so, where
Okay,
am I?
so you can pause. So now I want to show you how to do it if you were doing it yourself, okay? So what you do is, you're going to keep whatever your dominant hand is you're holding the mixer with. You're going to keep a firm hand on the bowl. And then you're just going to spin the opposite way. And if you were like noticing there's a bunch of lumps, you just keep working it all around the bowl. Like that. But you never take your hand off because you don't want this to start spinning everywhere and then you take a mess. And then if you want to clean your beaters off, just do that. Okay? But not up here or else it's
It's like painting the wall.
yes. Okay, so then you take your
Vincent
spatula
Edible
and
wallpaper.
just scrape the
Dad,
sides of the bowl.
Vincent Van Gogh. That's what
How we
everyone
doing over here?
Pretty good.
Vincent Van Gogh in the
Awesome.
head.
Okay, that looks good.
Thank you.
So put your spatulas here. We're gonna crack
Let me
some
clean it.
eggs.
Here, I'm gonna clean it.
You gonna crack some
Thank you.
heads?
We're gonna crack some eggs.
Oh, Dad! No!
You're not gonna crack some heads?
No!
You have to go to the bathroom.
You know the bathroom. Where's the bathroom?
Yes.
Does she know where the bathroom is?
Where is it? Where is your bathroom?
It's her bathroom.
I'm
It's her
sorry. I
house.
said, where is
This
it?
is just right here. Take off my finger. No, don't lick my finger.
Oh, don't lick your finger?
No, don't lick my finger.
Why not?
All right.
This is disgusting.
So who's cracked an egg before?
I have.
You know how to do
We
it?
both know how.
All right. So one egg in there.
The first
'cause
time I cracked the egg wasn't so good.
if you can't get it there.
Remember,
you're
Dad,
just
that one
gonna
day I was
use
cracking the egg in
edge
first
and
grade?
Tap it.
Yeah, let me get to bring the trash can over.
There you go. Make a little tap. I'll turn your egg around and use your knife and tap that one. There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty good. Now just break the two pieces apart. There you go. Awesome. Dump it in that bowl right there. That'll be like your
What's the trash
spoon
can?
rest and your trash bowl.
I'm gonna go get a napkin.
Yes.
Because my dad told me that egg yolk can be tossed.
Yes, it can be. There you go.
Chef once said, don't let egg yolks touch your fingers. What? No.
Is that what Ramsey said?
That's what Randy said. A great one chef once told me, never let an egg touch your fingers.
You can go wash your hands. Okay, we still got one more. So you
I'll
up
do
for
it.
another one?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Okay, so we got a little shell in there. It's okay. So we're gonna just get a little spoon and spoon it out. And anyway, if you get a little shell in your batter, it's okay. Shell is good for sustenance and fiber.
Really?
So it's totally okay. No, I'm just kidding. It's just, I've messed up like that before too.
I was gonna say, and that's not
Or
saying.
actually the bigger one is probably better.
Dad, I was gonna say, and that's not saying just crack your egg and just go, oh, do it with the egg yolk and just go, just eat the egg. Yeah.
And your name's not Shelley?
What?
Shelly? Shelly.
Everything past me.
That's what Ellen calls Michelle.
An egg?
No,
Or
the
this?
metal piece. What is that called again, Tamara? That metal piece?
That is an offset spatula.
Offset spatula.
Is that because, wait.
That's because it's like at an angle and it's not straight like like this one.
Bathroom.
That's Ryan's favorite place.
Yeah.
So whenever you get egg in anything or the shell in anything, you just take your time and fish it out.
Just like a thin, like.
Do you need help?
Slimy,
Little
so
membrane.
sometimes it doesn't
Yeah, it's a little membrane on the egg.
come out. That's the
We
kids
usually
in there.
break it faster.
That's the matter.
Just pork.
Small tiny little- that might not matter, 'cause
Whoa,
by
that's
the
cool,
time it
okay.
gets all
You could, like,
mixed
hear,
in,
like-
it's gonna break up anyway, so you're good.
That's what a kid I
Okay, so
How many eggs go in here?
3. All right. So now we're gonna add our egg to our
I got it.
mixture, okay? But here's the thing. We're adding one egg at a time while we're mixing.
Oh, that's here.
Yes. So we're not gonna dump this whole cup of
At one
eggs in there. I
time.
mean, we could,
We c-
but for teaching purposes, I'll show you one at a time, and then when you do it at home by yourself, you totally dump it all in there, okay?
Okay, listen, get ready.
All right, so who's mixing? One egg yolk in there. Make sure it's down like that. Keep going, and stop. Now we want to make sure, Jackson, that we get all the eggs.
So you don't see any yellow?
Yes. So you keep turning, and I'll see how your batter is starting to get more like liquid and less chunky. And this looks like a pretty good batter. Okay, Mr. Mixer, you guys want to switch?
Sure.
Okay. So let's get our beaters in. Alright, so we're going to pour 1 egg yolk inside. Keep going, and stop. And go ahead and hold the bowl for us and just get it all in there. Okay, let's get your names right. Jackson, Evan, yes, Hayden, and Ryan.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
I'm gonna go like half one way and
Yes, that's a great idea. Okay, that looks good.
Alright, you wanna clean it, Evan?
oh sure.
Good job.
That's close to
Awesome. Okay,
one.
last egg.
Yeah, eyebrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Great job, you guys.
Thank you.
Alright, now you want to clean off your spatula very well because we want all of that goodness.
Yeah, get all that goodness off there now.
You want to have more taste. You want to get as much of it in there as you can.
Alright, you been switching to the other side, or you?
Yeah. Okay, do we add all of our eggs?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay, so go ahead and dump the last bit of egg in there.
And I'll mix it.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys back your mixer.
And we'll mix with ours.
Yes.
Well, we got the teacher distracted. So.
Oh, you make sure you get this out of there. Get down there. I saw some yellow.
Ready for the next one? Oh, before we do that, let's go ahead and scrape the side of your bowl.
Is this the food? I threw it off my bed.
Over the bowl because it's falling off on you.
Yes, that was awesome.
Dad, you can turn it off.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. And then I found recipes online to start with. And then what I did is I took the recipe and I made it my own. So this recipe started off as somebody's recipe on Food Network. But I can't claim it as my own because I didn't write that recipe. So if you want to make something your own, you have to change one or more of the ingredients in the recipe to make it your own. So Paula Dean started this way, and she left it that way. But do you see how runny that is? I don't like that. I like a firm cheesecake. I want it to stick to the roof of my mouth. So I had to figure out, well, what else can I do to make this my own and not Paula Dean's? So I add flour to my cheesecake. Just thicken it up just a little bit. I don't put too much flour because I don't want it to be like a cake. It's a cheesecake, so it should be mostly cheese. But if you ever are doing this and you feel like your batter is too runny, all you have to do is grab your flour. Gonna scoop in, because this part, it doesn't really have to be precise. So do you see how it's kind of bumpy and stuff like that? That's called a heaping tablespoon. Now if I wanted an exact tablespoon, I would take something with a flat edge and scrape it off for an exact tablespoon. And I would probably use an actual measuring spoon for that. But because this is like Grandma's kitchen homemaking, we do a heaping tablespoon. So go ahead and dump that in there for me. And that's it. And now you can just use your spatula and mix that in.
That's cool. It's already getting like thicker. Oh wow.
And just make sure you get rid of all the lumps. We don't
Those are
want
like
any
whips.
lumps. So we're done with this now. Because they're probably gonna need a little bit of this flour as well.
And do you put it in each one of yours?
Pardon?
Every
This is
one you
what
put
they
it
call
at?
Yeah, depending on how watery it is, or I just kind of eyeball the
Yes, they
consistency.
They call me it
If I
now.
feel like it's that's super liquidy because maybe the eggs had more yolk
More yolk in
or
it.
more egg white in it, and so for whatever reason it seems like it has more liquid, then I will usually just have a little bit of flour on hand to sprinkle in, and that's where you have to kind of use your judgment.
Got it.
So it's like, it's precise, but it's not precise. All right, you guys look amazing. Okay, so now it's time to add the pumpkin
Nope.
and the pumpkin pie spice.
Flour for that?
Oh no, we're gonna add our puree first
Because we're doing
because
s'mores.
it's gonna thin it out some more.
Oh,
so
'cause
I'm
that's
gonna
different.
add the flour last
Oh, that's
for this
different.
Because
one.
we're doing s'mores.
Yeah, and they're doing s'mores, so they're done.
They're
Their batter is done. So here's kind of like the gross part of baking, because you gotta taste it.
Yay!
And there's raw eggs in there.
Yay!
So
I want to taste
I
it.
put it in your instructions.
Where?
If you can find a page that has the instructions about what to do with the tasting and
Which
the raw
page?
eggs, because I'm not trying to get y'all sick. And somebody read that for me.
I'm trying to find it.
It should be under your baking instructions or your.
Found it.
Found it? Can you read that for us?
Read it loud.
Oh, taste your batter before adjusting
Again.
your flavor.
Zach, we were gonna read it. That's the one. Just a small amount, a fingertip of the batter to make sure that you have the right flavor.
Okay, so how much?
A fingertip.
Did a whole hand?
No.
A whole spoon?
No.
A spatula full?
No.
How much?
A fingertip.
Oh, can I see a fingertip, please? Okay, so what you're gonna do is you just let a little bit of it drip on the tip of your finger and you taste, okay? What are we checking for? Who can figure out?
Diabetes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Take two. Take two.
That is hilarious. Okay, take two.
Flavor.
What are we checking for?
Flavor.
Flavor. So what do we want to know about our flavor?
See if it tastes good.
If it tastes good, yes.
And
If it needs more sugar or if it has too much sugar.
Yes.
Right?
yes.
Okay,
How
so
do you get out? How do you take out the
you
sugar?
can't take out.
You got
That's
use
the thing with baking. So
If you die.
when you're baking, that's why I told you in the beginning your measurements have to be exact. And you want to start off with the least amount of things first before you add. Because you can always add more, but you cannot take it out once you put it in there, okay? So do
Unless you're like
first.
unless you're
Okay.
like a scientist and like you created something like, ooh,
How are we tasting?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Actually, it tastes really well. Tastes like yogurt a little bit. Really good.
Hold on there.
It's really
You
good.
guys gonna taste yours now?
You should try
Oh,
it.
we just did.
I thought
I
it
was
would
just
taste
gonna say, like,
terrible. Like I thought it would taste
Just
so
eat the
good,
whole thing.
but then I tasted them like.
And that's why we're
Yeah, you know,
It tastes like something. It tastes
It is good.
And it's
though.
a little sweet, and you can taste a little vanilla.
It tastes like the right amount of sweetness.
Right.
Aftertaste is like.
The aftertaste is not that great. Yes.
Cheesecake is probably one of my favorite desserts.
Right. So you guys are done. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna bring your pie shells over. Who wants to go grab
go
it
get
and
it.
be careful? Because we don't
We
want
don't
it to
wanna
drop and break.
Yeah, that's my
What
dad's
if you're
little
baking
carry.
Yeah.
self-control and then you kind of just continuously little drop it on your finger till there's no batter left?
Then you'd be sick too. Yeah. But trust me, if you did this for a living and you're constantly tasting your work, you get sick of it after a while because.
I never thought it'd be possible to get sick of something.
Oh
you cube
yes,
up.
when you're doing it every day.
Graham cracker.
Through cheese.
Graham
Okay,
cracker.
so
How long were you professionally baking before you decided to stop? Really?
Whoa.
Every day for almost 3 years.
I was trying to get to that 5-year mark because when you're an entrepreneur, they say if you can get past the 5-year mark,
Entrepreneurs are people who make
then
stuff.
you're heading towards the black and not in the red. So the first first 5 years of your business is critical. Because if you don't have funding like we didn't, and I self-funded everything, you're constantly in the red. So it takes you a while before you start to turn a profit.
In the good.
So even though I had clients and I had amazing opportunities and I was baking, I was still in the red because it was a young business. And then we lost our clients, so
I know what
but
entrepreneurs mean.
it means that you're a business owner. Okay,
I had to learn
so
about what it meant in class.
we are going to pour. Now this is a very shallow pie shell.
Yeah, I'm like other pie stars that I've seen are a lot.
Right, and normally you bake cheesecake in a spring form pan, which kind of looks like a big round circle and it's deeper, and you can take the bottom out of it. But those are for like people like me who are making fancy stuff.
Professional.
Yes, but if you are just at home, this is perfectly fine because it's the same crust that's going to go in it. And with this one, with the lids, it's portable and you don't have to worry about taking it out of the pan and putting it in a box and all of that stuff. So we are going to pour.
Yay!
All of it?
Well, we're going to check and see first because I think you might get all of it in there, but
Oh my gosh. This is cool.
and then you want to just use your spatula
I'm like,
and
it's
just
already
kind
Just move it around.
of move it around. See how it
Cake
looks
or
like?
like pancake
pudding?
batter?
It looks like white pudding.
Yeah, or like white chocolate, melted
Yeah.
white chocolate. Do you see the little baby lumps in there?
Yeah, I see them.
Those are
They're like
fine.
micro lumps.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Those are fine. You can have those in there. But if we saw big chunks, then we'd be in
Then we did
trouble.
it wrong.
Yeah. All right. The thing with these crusts and with cheesecake in general,
It's like what?
you kind of don't want to overfill your crust. The reason is we
'Cause
put
they'll
eggs in
rise?
here. it's gonna rise a little bit. So what's gonna happen as it bakes, it's gonna kind of puff up a little bit, and if you overfill it, it'll spill out
In
into
the oven.
right. So you see how I'm just kind of jiggling it like that? That's
It's like
just
not
to
too high
make
'cause
sure,
it probably rises the amount.
right, that everything settles
And like if it went too high, it would just spill out into these little
Right.
pieces. That's why.
and we're gonna make sure that there's no air in it because we want all of our batter
To be
to
cooked.
cook through very nicely.
That's what it should be.
So this is how it's going to look before you put it in the oven. Excuse me.
Need some help with the oven?
So we just gonna let this one hang out right here until we're done with the other ones because your brothers are not done yet. So what I'm gonna have you guys do, so you had fun mixing it, right? You know what comes next, right? You gotta clean up your mess. Yes.
The one thing that they don't do.
Get your bowl
Or the one thing
and
they
your beans.
can't do.
And then bring the bowl
Hey,
over
here, get your beans.
Exactly. So,
It kind of just looks like yams.
and it smells like baby food. Like you can smell it. That's what they.
Oh, it does.
That's what y'all ate when y'all were babies, right? Do you remember that, Daddy? Yes.
No, I'm good.
Yes. See, Daddy doesn't even like it. All right, so
Especially
we're gonna start
peas.
adding this in here. I'm not gonna start with the whole can just yet because I want to put it in there and see kind of what it does and where we're at with the color.
See,
So
when you're not using it, turn the water off and let the water run.
we're just gonna do about half of the can, like so. Now we're gonna get the pumpkin pie spice. Pumpkin spice cheesecake. So this is what it looks like. Pumpkin pie spice.
Is that what they put
And if you
pumpkin
don't
spice on?
have pumpkin pie spice, you can make your own because all it is cinnamon, nutmeg, what's in there? Cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and allspice. You could buy all of those separately and mix it up together, but this is easy.
Okay, turn the
It
water
says
down.
pumpkin spice, but there's no pumpkin in it.
So it's just an allspice mix.
Then it's
So I'm gonna grab a little teaspoon for you
Pumpkin
guys.
spice latte.
Well, if it was pumpkin in it, it wouldn't be that kind of question because pumpkin.
Thing said, I think I said a tablespoon.
I don't even know. I didn't read it.
2 tablespoons. Okay. All right, so the recipe says 2 tablespoons, but I've been doing this a while. Okay, so trust me, all right? Go ahead and dump it in there till I tell you.
This was cooking in love.
Yes.
This is the only.
This is like the grandma version of just a dash of that, a pinch of that, and just go till I tell you to stop. All right, that looks about right. Okay, so now we're gonna start mixing again slowly. And you're gonna see that it's gonna
Be
get
careful
a
with
little
the
bit more liquidy, and that's fine.
It's slowly. Start looking at how it's dry. It's starting to change so many different colors.
This is the s'more thing?
This is the pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Yes, they did the s'more. So the s'more starts with a plain cheesecake batter. And what makes it a s'more is the garnish on top that we're gonna do tomorrow. But I was just telling Evan that if you wanted to experiment, you could throw mini marshmallows and chocolate chips in the batter with some crushed up graham crackers as well to have s'mores inside and out. So this is where you can get creative with it and just throw whatever you want into that plain batter. And you can come up with
Something fell.
an endless amount of cheesecake.
No, that was just your shoe coming off.
Okay.
No, I heard of
You're using this.
unless you're like the kind of person who's like, oh, I'm like.
Yeah, unless you were like making it for somebody who's not really a pumpkin fan and they just want a hint of pumpkin, then you would have to adjust it accordingly. But I like it pumpkin. If you're gonna do pumpkin, it should look and taste like pumpkin.
Adjust the dosage.
Yes.
What do you mean not so much it as exactly like a pumpkin, but like.
Well, it's gonna taste kind of like pumpkin pie, but with cheese in it, and by the time you add the